much for the introduction. Okay, so today, as it was already mentioned, I will try to elaborate on some kind of affective factors that influence the process of teaching languages to trilingual students. It aimed to be the pilot study with an intention, of course, to be extended. So first of all, let me introduce the plan of the presentation. So the affective factors, some selected, of course, definitions and their roles in the foreign language process. Then we've got the aim of the study, participants and the context, analysis of the results, conclusion, limitations, and of course the references. So this is the brief plan. And now, as I've mentioned, just a kind of brief definition of affective factors. Of course, the definitions and later on the elaboration on some selected affective factors, these are not all my faults, right? I'm leaning on the shoulders of giants in education and the analysis. You may see some kind of names written below. So affective factors are multifaceted and intricate phenomenon that is characterized by varied attitudes, motivations, and anxiety in relation to the foreign language process. Affective factors, as we already know, play a crucial role in the process of teaching foreign languages, particularly to trilingual students. These factors refer to the emotional, psychological, and social aspects that can either enhance or probably also hinder the language acquisition. So some selected affective factors. Of course, the top one, motivation, divided into two paths. So intrinsic motivation, internal desire to learn, and extrinsic motivation, so external rewards. They are both vital for language learning. Probably in the case of trilingual students, they might have diverse motivational drivers based on their previous experiences with learning multiple languages. They may have, or they may even experience some positive aspects when they learn the first language and the second languages. So some of them, so for example, their first foreign language may fuel a strong sense of accomplishment in another, so in further languages, or they can even hinder the whole process of their languages. So, of course, probably different kind of students involved here. A second factor that I would like to elaborate on is anxiety. So, language learning anxiety. Language learning anxiety can have a detrimental effect on learning a foreign language. Fear, of course, of making mistakes, performance anxiety, and negative self-assessment can inhibit language learners, including, of course, the trilingual learners, students. When we think about the third factor, we may elaborate on self-esteem and confidence in the whole learning process. So, for example, high self-esteem and confidence in one's ability to learn languages can ensure risk-taking and active participation, which are crucial, of course, for language acquisition. Trilingual students who are already successful in managing multiple languages may have a boost in confidence, which helps them navigate challenges in learning an additional language. Conversely, of course, learners who struggle with any of their previous learned languages might have lower self-esteem, which can negatively affect their willingness to engage fully in another or more learning processes. The fourth factor, so language learning beliefs. So learners often hold strong beliefs about how languages should be learned, which can either help or hinder the whole process. Trilingual students may have formed specific ideas about language learning strategies based on their experiences in L1, L2, and so on. And these beliefs might help them, especially if they focused focused on or found successful methods for previous language learning. Then we've got three more affective factors that I would like to speak about. So these are cognitive load and mental flexibility. So trilingual students have already developed significant cognitive skills through managing two languages to first foreign languages, such as increased mental flexibility and the ability to switch between languages, so-called code switching. Also, we should bear in mind the learner autonomy. So trilingual students might have higher levels of autonomy and self-regulation in their language learning processes. Autonomy in language learning refers to learners' ability to take responsibility for their own learning, manage their time, of course, and use resources effectively. And our last factor, so that I've selected for the presentation, is social environment and peer influence. The social environment in which trilingual students are immersed plays a significant role in shaping their affective factor. For instance, peer relationships and interactions with fellow learners can either foster or inhibit the whole language use. Trilingual students might feel more comfortable working with peers who are also multilingual, as they probably share common experiences in terms of foreign language acquisition. And now I would like to share with you the study that I undertaken in order to carry research proving or finding the relationship between acquiring languages, so many foreign languages, and the affective factors that appear. So the aim of the study, taking into consideration the scientific research concerning affective factors in foreign language teaching and their potential influence on trilingual education, the study was guided by the following research questions. So first, what kinds of affective factors appear in the process of developing foreign language competence of trilingual university students learning English as L2 and German as L3? The second, is there any relationship between the affective factors and teaching foreign language to trilingual learners? And the third, what kind of difficulties disturb the foreign language process of trilingual university students? Now, some issues connected with participants and the study context. So the data were collected from 30 participants, 17 females and 13 males. All were undergraduate applied linguistics students. So more precisely, it was the second year of bachelor's degree. They were all applied linguistics students in a 3-year degree program designed to advance the academic and professional development of students who wants to learn about applied linguistics and apply it to real-world problems in language use and teaching. Regarding the length of studying L2, it ranges from about 10 to 18 years, and L3 from 6 to 12 years. And 17 participants aspire to be future foreign language teachers, and 13 study to be future translators. During the study course, of course, they can select the specialization. They may go just for one of the mentioned or both of them. Now, the study instruments of the questionnaire consisted of 10 close-ended questions. First 5 were just kind of personal information questions, and the remaining questions focus on the affective factors, like motivation, language anxiety, shyness, or self-confidence. The second study instrument was the interview. The in-depth interviews, of course, provide the researcher with more comprehensive view of what the participants perceive. So that was also the purpose of selecting the interview in the case of my study. So now I would like to share with the study results. So concerning the first research question, let me remind you, what kind of affective factors appear in the process of developing foreign language competence of trilingual students learning in English as L2 and German as L3? So a significant percentage of the study participants, as you can see, 73%, claim that attitudes like shyness or lack of self-esteem in the foreign language process are caused by varied aspects like types of personality, not being fluent in the foreign language, not being prepared for the lesson, or just lack of ideas to be shared with their interlocutors. A second, anxiety is caused by not being aware of different cognitive and metacognitive strategies or techniques that can be implemented in the learning process. Most 86%, as you can see, play like this. The study participants think that some trilingual students lack both instrumental and integrative motivation to develop their foreign language competence. It's about 60%. And a great percentage of the interviewees is of the opinion that lack of self-esteem in foreign language process plays also a crucial affective variable controlling the foreign language learning, so it's 73%. And almost all the study participants perceive anxiety or worry to make failure as an essential blocking factor in foreign language process. It's, as you can see, 86%. The second research question. So, is there any relationship between the affective factors and teaching foreign languages to trilingual students? The results show that the existence of affective variables in a foreign language process depends on the order of the acquired languages. The second required foreign language is more affected by affective factors. So trilingual students feel more insecure about their foreign language process in the acquisition of their second foreign language. Thus, it can be assumed that the longer time of studying a foreign language, the less frequent chance of appearing affective factors hindering the foreign language process. And the third research question, what kinds of difficulties disturb the foreign language process of trilingual university students? So the obtained results indicate the two main categories, namely linguistic and psychological problems. The results of the pilot study show that trilingual learners still have problems with or in the whole process of learning, even though they managed to complete the first year of extensive foreign language courses. As the study participants claim, as you can see, it's 85%, the most faced linguistic problems of the students are vocabulary and grammar issues. A significant percentage of teachers, so it's 73%, state that there appear some psychological problems, like being not enough confident to speak or having difficulty expressing ideas in a foreign language. The possible cause of this may be that linguistic competence is still not well enough developed in the second foreign language, and more work is required to overcome these psychological barriers to communicating with other foreign language users. 60% think that there appear problems with intonation or understanding different language accents, which may suggest that trilingual learners find it difficult to deal with stress, and they are unable to put the right emphasis on the right place of part of the word. They hesitate to speak if they do not know how to pronounce the words, and they often do not know how to respond of pronunciation of their part if their partner is understandable. Some kind of crucial conclusions based on the results of the study. So the study has presented evidence for the existence and application of affective factors in the process of teaching foreign languages to trilingual students, especially shyness, anxiety, and lack of motivation. Unwillingness to develop language competence also stems from a lack of both instrumental and integrative motivation. The conducted study also reveals some problems that trilingual students or trilinguals encounter in their way to master foreign languages. It shows that students encounter linguistic dilemmas, for instance, vocabulary, grammar, as well as pronunciation. The research indicates foreign language teachers notice some difficulties also in trilingual students speaking both the first and also the second learn foreign languages. Of course, I've mentioned it was kind of a pilot study, so it has its limitations, both of internal, like history, maturation, and external ways, a small research group, for example. This makes the result not generalizable to a wider population and not even to the university population itself for the reasons stated above. Still, the study suggests some kind of crucial issues in terms of foreign language education of trilingual students, both for teachers and for curriculum designers. Of course, I inserted some references here, and this is it from my side. I'm open to questions.